North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or NATO, has been a cornerstone of international security since its inception in 1949. Designed to counter Soviet aggression and ensure mutual defense among member nations, NATO has undergone significant transformations in response to global geopolitical shifts. In recent years, NATO's actions and policies have sparked controversy and debate, raising questions about its effectiveness and relevance. With the appointment of the Dutch Prime Minister as the new NATO leader, there is renewed scrutiny on whether he can mitigate the damages and steer the alliance towards a more constructive future. NATO was founded on April 4, 1949, by 12 nations, including the United States, Canada, and several Western European countries. The primary aim was to create a collective defense mechanism against the Soviet Union. Article 5 of the NATO Treaty, which states that an armed attack against one member is considered an attack against all, has been the bedrock of NATO's deterrence strategy. Throughout the Cold War, NATO focused on countering Soviet influence in Europe. The dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991 marked a turning point, leading to NATO's eastward expansion and new missions, such as peacekeeping in the Balkans, counter-terrorism operations in Afghanistan, and addressing cyber threats. However, these shifts have also brought challenges and criticisms. The appointment of the Dutch Prime Minister as NATO's new leader is a significant development. The Netherlands has been a steadfast NATO member, contributing to various missions and supporting the alliance's strategic objectives. The Dutch PM, known for his diplomatic acumen and pragmatic approach, brings a wealth of experience in international relations and defense policy. The Dutch PM has a record of fostering strong international alliances. His tenure as Prime Minister has seen the Netherlands actively participate in EU and UN missions, emphasizing multilateral cooperation and conflict resolution. His ability to navigate complex political landscapes and build consensus will be crucial in addressing NATO's current challenges. With a background in defense policy, the Dutch PM has been instrumental in modernizing the Dutch armed forces and enhancing their capabilities. His emphasis on innovation and adaptability aligns with NATO's need to address emerging threats, such as cyber warfare and hybrid conflicts. His leadership could drive NATO towards more robust and flexible defense strategies. In recent years, NATO has faced several challenges that have tested its unity and effectiveness. These issues range from internal divisions to external threats, each requiring careful management and strategic foresight. One of the most significant challenges has been the internal divisions among member states. Disagreements over defense spending, strategic priorities, and responses to global crises have strained relationships within the alliance. The Dutch PM will need to leverage his diplomatic skills to bridge these gaps and foster a more cohesive NATO. A perennial issue within NATO is the disparity in defense spending among member states. The United States has frequently criticized European allies for not meeting the 2% of GDP defense spending target. Addressing this imbalance will be crucial for the Dutch PM to ensure fair burden sharing and maintain US commitment to NATO. NATO's strategic priorities have evolved, reflecting changes in the global security environment. The rise of China, renewed Russian aggression, and non-state threats like terrorism and cyber attacks have all necessitated a re-evaluation of NATO's focus. The Dutch PM will need to balance these priorities while ensuring that NATO remains agile and responsive. NATO's involvement in conflicts such as Afghanistan and Libya has been contentious, raising questions about its role in out-of-area operations. The Dutch PM will need to reassess NATO's engagement in such missions, ensuring they align with the alliance's core objectives and contribute to global stability. Key areas of focus for the Dutch PM. To effectively address NATO's challenges, the Dutch PM will need to focus on several key areas. These include enhancing alliance unity, modernizing defense capabilities, addressing geopolitical threats, and strengthening partnerships. Enhancing alliance unity. Building unity within NATO will be a top priority. The Dutch PM will need to engage in active diplomacy, fostering dialogue and collaboration among member states. This involves addressing concerns about equitable burden sharing, reaffirming commitment to collective defense, and aligning strategic objectives. Modernizing defense capabilities. NATO's ability to respond to modern threats hinges on its defense capabilities. The Dutch PM will need to drive initiatives to modernize military forces, enhance cyber defense, and develop new technologies. This includes fostering innovation and ensuring interoperability among member states' armed forces. Addressing geopolitical threats. NATO faces a complex array of geopolitical threats. The Dutch PM will need to navigate these challenges by developing comprehensive strategies to counter Russian aggression, manage China's rise, and address regional instability. This requires a nuanced understanding of global dynamics and a commitment to proactive diplomacy. Strengthening partnerships. Strengthening NATO's partnerships with non-member countries and international organizations will be crucial. The Dutch PM will need to foster relationships with key partners like the EU, the UN, and countries in Asia and Africa. This involves enhancing cooperation on shared security challenges and promoting stability in conflict-prone regions. Mitigating past damages. NATO's recent history includes several contentious actions that have sparked criticism and damaged its reputation. The Dutch PM will need to address these issues and implement measures to mitigate the damages. Afghanistan withdrawal. NATO's withdrawal from Afghanistan in 2021 was chaotic and criticized for its execution. The Dutch PM will need to address the lessons learned from this experience, ensuring that future operations are better planned and executed. This includes improving coordination among member states and enhancing support for affected populations. Libya intervention. NATO's intervention in Libya in 2011, aimed at protecting civilians during the civil war, has been criticized for contributing to the country's instability. The Dutch PM will need to reassess NATO's approach to such interventions, ensuring they are guided by clear objectives and sustainable outcomes. Relations with Russia. NATO's relations with Russia have deteriorated significantly, particularly following the annexation of Crimea in 2014 and the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. The Dutch PM will need to balance deterrence and diplomacy, ensuring that NATO's actions deter aggression while leaving the door open for constructive engagement. Cybersecurity and hybrid threats. NATO has increasingly focused on addressing cybersecurity and hybrid threats, but challenges remain. The Dutch PM will need to enhance NATO's capabilities in these areas, promoting cooperation among member states and developing comprehensive strategies to counter such threats. Future prospects. The future of NATO under the Dutch PM's leadership holds both challenges and opportunities. His ability to navigate complex geopolitical landscapes, foster unity among member states, and enhance NATO's capabilities will be crucial in shaping the alliance's future. Adapting to emerging threats. NATO must adapt to a rapidly changing security environment. The Dutch PM will need to prioritize innovation and flexibility, ensuring that NATO can effectively respond to new and emerging threats. This includes investing in cutting-edge technologies, enhancing cyber defenses, and developing strategies to counter hybrid warfare. Fostering transatlantic relations. The transatlantic relationship remains a cornerstone of NATO. The Dutch PM will need to strengthen ties between North America and Europe, ensuring that both sides remain committed to the alliance. This involves addressing concerns about burden sharing, aligning strategic priorities, and promoting mutual trust. Promoting global stability. NATO's role in promoting global stability will be a key focus. the Dutch PM will need to engage in proactive diplomacy, fostering partnerships with international organizations and non-member countries. This includes addressing regional conflicts, promoting disarmament, and supporting efforts to combat terrorism and other transnational threats. Ensuring sustainable operations. Sustainability will be a crucial consideration for NATO's future operations. The Dutch PM will need to ensure that NATO's missions are guided by clear objectives and sustainable outcomes. This involves improving planning and execution, enhancing coordination among member states, and ensuring that operations contribute to long-term stability and security. Conclusion. The appointment of the Dutch Prime Minister as the new NATO leader comes at a critical juncture for the alliance. NATO faces a complex array of challenges, from internal divisions and geopolitical threats to criticisms of past actions. The Dutch PM's diplomatic skills, defense expertise, and commitment to multilateralism will be crucial in navigating these challenges and steering NATO towards a more constructive future. By enhancing alliance unity, modernizing defense capabilities, addressing geopolitical threats, and strengthening partnerships, the Dutch PM can mitigate the damages and ensure that NATO remains a cornerstone of international security. The future of NATO under his leadership holds both challenges and opportunities, and his ability to adapt and innovate will be key to the alliance's success in the years to come.